Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Starfleet Academy as we continue with Cadet David Forrester's Starfleet Academy career. Last time, we cheated on the Kobayashi Maru in the vein of Captain Kirk, which provided a convenient cover for us because the Academy command staff want us to investigate the science lab bombing, and they think that Brady and Sturrock are innocent. So they're with us on that, but they need proof so they can move against the um, the real perpetrators of it. So now that we're in quote unquote bad water with the or hot water with the Academy administration, that should give us decent cover to seek out this group. But in the meantime, we still have to complete our Academy coursework, which means doing Academy missions. So today's mission, Pandora's Box.
Good afternoon, cadets. Starfleet has been getting increased reports of Venturi raids in the Mukuru sector. You are to patrol the 5-star systems that make up this sector. The Nazambi, Nagero, Anansi, Eshu, and Ruhanga systems, and if possible, determine the pirates' base of operation to disable it. Starfleet recommends that you first contact Starbase 1317 in the Nagero system so that they can give more details on the situation and define a patrol route for you. Good luck.
Captain's log, stardate 4000.4. We've been ordered to do a patrol of the Nzambi, Nageo, Anansi, Ishu, and Ruhanga systems. Once again, we're to look for any pirate activity and try to find the reason behind the strange attacks in that sector.
Course laid in, Captain.
Alright, first off, we're going to do some reading because we have all these systems to look at. The Mukuru sector, unfortunately, does not have its own entry, but we do have the Nageu system. A system in the Mukuru sector. It consists of a white dwarf star and 4 planets. Nageu 2 was once home to one of 2 ancient civilizations who used planets as weapons. The remnants of their conflicts can be found in the Ishu system and are under study by the Federation Archeological Survey Team. Ishu system. A system in the Mukuru sector. It consists of a red giant and 3 protoplanets. The Ishu system was once home to one of 2 civilizations that used planets as weapons. The civilization in the Ishu system lost the conflict, thus much is not known of it, but the asteroid belts left over from the conflict provide a wealth of mining and archaeological data. We have the the Anasi system, a system in the Mukuru sector. It consists of a Class M red giant and 7 planets. The Sun's corona has expanded to cover the 3 inner planets, making them unusable for Federation colonies. And then we've got Ruhanga and Nzambi. Ruhanga system. A system in the Mukuru sector. It consists of a Class G yellow star and 8 planets. Both an agricultural and a mining colony have been established on 2 of the planets. Due to its heavy trading, Ruhanga is frequently the target of raiders. What was that other system? I already forgot. Nzambi. The Nzambi system. A system in the Mukuru sector. It consists of a Class K orange sun and 6 planets. Nzambi 3 is a well-established Vulcan colony and is a popular stopover for those engaging in archaeological study of the Ishu system. So with all the systems out of the way, we do have an entry for Starbase 1317, Starbase near the Galactic Rim and Venturi space. Its commander is Commodore Jason Rice. So, the location near Venturi space suggests these may be remnants of the Venturi pirates, not aligned with Alshoff anymore for obvious reasons, but remnants that still kind of follow his ideals and are seeking to gain resources to buy their planet's reclamation. That's impossible. So, Jason Royce, human male, Starfleet rank captain, graduated from Starfleet Academy in 2263. Has served aboard the USS Framingham, the USS Ranger, and the USS Nagato. Commanded USS Paris 2280 through 2284. Currently Commodore of Starbase 1317. I'm just going to preset some of our damage control teams here because we will undoubtedly get into combat. Miss Acton, please set a course for Starbase 1317 and engage, if you would. Now, I do like the focus on anti-piracy operations. It may seem like...
We're being hailed by Starbase 1317.
Return their hail, Magia.
Captain Forrester, pleasure to have you here. I assume Starfleet told you about our problem?
You mean the pirates?
We would have handled it, but we're mostly a science station. There's an archeological dig in one of the systems and, well, I'm sure you didn't come here to hear me ramble.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
When we first came across this sector, we discovered that there had been a war here between two races who used planets as weapons. Those races are extinct now, but we've had several visits from races who believe they might have descended from colonies of these civilizations.
What races have visited here?
Most of the visits are from non-corporeal life forms. The Thasians have visited, as well as a few Medusans. And then there was the Tholian.
That's very interesting. What do the pirates have to do with this?
We believe the pirates have a staging area, either in the Anansi or the Ishu system, that would give them access to our systems and plenty of places to hide in.
We'll take care of it.
Thank you. I've also asked a friend, Captain Alistair of the USS Apollo, to visit us. I figured we could keep her in reserve from when the pirates are found.
Course laid in, Captain.
Alright, sounds good. We should do more research. And it doesn't look like we have anything on the Thasians other than Thasius is the home planet of the Thasians, an enigmatic race of pure mental energy. We do, however, have entries on the Medusans of original series fame, intelligent non-corporeal beings whose intellect is considered to be one of the most advanced in the galaxy. Due to environmental factors, their outward appearance is so hideous that anyone who looks upon them without a protective visor will be stricken instantly insane. And that evolved as a natural defense to predators on their world, but as it turns out, Medusans are actually really peaceful otherwise, so that's kind of like an unintended thing that they can't control now. And then we have the Tholians, of course, a civilization with which the Federation has had only minimal contact. Individual Tholians are apparently a crystalline life form. They are noted for their unique force field weapon known as the Tholian Web. Starfleet tactical analysis indicates that they prefer to disable and study enemy vessels rather than destroy them. The fate of the crews of these vessels is as yet undetermined. And we have entries on the USS Apollo, Constitution-class starship, registry number NCC-1725. The Apollo was commissioned in the San Francisco shipyards, and as of this entry, is on its first 5-year mission. Its captain is Alistair McGann. Related entries: Jonathan Davies, human male. Jonathan Davies graduated from Starfleet Academy in 2274. He has received 3 commendations. He first served as navigation officer aboard the USS Daenerys, the USS Haltroy, and the USS Sheridan, before becoming first officer of the USS Apollo. And Alistair McGann, human female. Alistair McGann graduated from Starfleet Academy in 2267. She served on the USS Montgomery and the USS Kilroy before becoming captain of the USS Alexander. She has received 5 commendations for operations against pirates, and she is now captain of the USS Apollo. Alright, Miss Acton, laying a course for the next system and engage. What I was trying to say earlier is the focus on anti-piracy operations might be unusual from a Star Trek perspective, but from like an actual maintaining a space nation perspective is very realistic.
The Ishu Collective is hailing us.
Return their hail, McGee.
This is Mark Greer, system coordinator of the Issue Collective. We've uncovered the remains of a convoy in our system.
Do you have any idea who was on the shuttle or who was responsible?
I don't know yet. We don't have enough information from that site.
Most routes for these kind of convoys are highly confidential. Who has access to that kind of information?
Do you think someone's been selling that information?
Do you?
I haven't given it much thought, but it seems logical.
So who has access to that information?
I don't have enough data yet, but I'll compile a list. Allison, what do you plan to do next?
We'll wait until we receive some word from you.
Well, you'll get what I know as soon as it comes in.
Course laid in, Captain.
Alright, and actually we can look up a entry on Mark Greer, human male, system coordinator of the mining and archaeological activities of the Ishu system. And Sturrock doesn't scan anything for us, but piracy would be a real problem in any large space nation like the Federation, so most of any military's time, Starfleet being the military in this case, would be suppressing piracy to ensure free trade between its worlds.
Hailing the third planet. We have the colony online.
This is First Advisor Telek Palar of the Vulcan colony Shirek. What is your purpose in this system?
We're patrolling the system.
That is acceptable. The piracy situation in this sector has recently become extreme and more calculated than a normal threat would warrant. Your response to this threat should have occurred more expediently, so as to preempt this type of crisis. However, your current presence will suffice as an apology.
Is there any particular incidents you'd like to address?
There is one situation. A diplomatic envoy left this system for the Issue Collective and has not returned, nor has it arrived where it was supposed to. This causes a modicum of discomfort on my part, as its safety was ensured by the system. Much explanations will have to be proffered on my part in order to expedite this matter with the Medusans.
So the diplomat was a Medusan?
Yes, a fascinating race they are, though dangerous as a species. You will search for them? I'm sure some sort of equitable arrangement can be made if recompense is desired.
That's not necessary.
Ah, then if my problems and Starfleet's orders are not in conflict, we are in agreement on the situation, and I will waste no more of your time. Telek out.
Course laid in, Captain.
And I don't think we have any information on any of that. Or like on the colony. Yeah. We don't have any information on the colony or him. He always sounds so shady. Like he's a Romulan pretending to be a Vulcan between the pauses and not understanding that Starfleet
Now entering the Ruhanga system.
isn't in it for the profit, but I'll chalk that up to acting and script discrepancies. Alright, return their hail.
Open a hailing frequency, Magia.
This is Director Amaris of Rahunga 5. We are under attack and requesting immediate assistance.
Alert, all
We're on
hands
our
to
way.
battle stations.
Message received, Director.
Divert power to
Compass
shields. Turn fire, Brady.
Support has been hit.
McGee,
They're not
hail
answering
him.
our hails, Captain.
Lower shields have been hit. Starboard shields repaired. Repairs on the phasers, Captain.
That's what I hate about
Lower
this
shields
brand. It
repaired.
has no combat power in this game, even though most of the later interplay games classify it as a light cruiser. Like, you see, they just have 4 disruptors.
We're being hailed by Director Amreth.
Put him through, Magia.
I demand you finish off these pirates. They're bleeding us dry.
We're doing the best we can.
It's gone beyond this system now. My contacts say a diplomatic convoy is missing in the Nazambi system. This is spreading.
Captain, I've traced back the most probable course for the Venturi raiders. Their last port of call would have been the Anansi system.
Then we've got our work cut out for us, don't we? Thank you for your concern, Director. We'll take care of the situation. Tempest out.
Course laid in, Captain.
I'll stop saying down, red alert. But yeah, a bank of 4 disruptors, even with reinforcement on our part, is able to cut straight through the shields. And you heard, cut through our shields, damaged life support. She just has no staying power. It gets better in the other interplay games, but while we wait for Brady to work his magic, we have here some debris. And actually, according to the schematics, in the quick mission creator, this would be a Medusan freighter, if I recall. And this would be a Vulcan freighter, if I recall. Now, we've heard about a diplomatic convoy from the Medusans and the Vulcans going missing lately. So, Sturk, why don't you scan this debris while we wait for Brady to repair the ship?
Curious. There was only minimal evidence of any weapons being used on the ships. Most of the damage seems to be internal.
Internal? How?
There is evidence that certain systems have been tampered with or destroyed. Life support systems are non-functional.
Are you saying the crew destroyed their own ships?
Given the extent and type of the damage involved, that is a possible hypothesis.
That's crazy.
Nonetheless, it is possible.
Alright, well, I'm not liking the picture that's painting with my knowledge of the Medusans. It looks like shields are at full strength. I will be... Let's redo this damage control portfolio. Let's... No damage repairs to the sensors, because
We've
we can
completed
always
repairs on the tractor beam, sir.
run away. And then everyone else, we can use... obviously, everything else is critical, so we can prioritize those. Alright, and then we can tweak. I do want to tweak the energy. Actually, I can tweak the energy now. Life support bring us down to 60%. And communications bring us down to 50%. That should get us a little more power that we can divert to the shields. If we check the library computer, we can see Amrith is not in there. There is a very nice picture of a mining colony, though, which probably inspired my love for asteroid mining colonies as a kid. Miss Acton, if you would please warp us to the next system and engage. Red alert, all hands to battle stations, pump 4 more ticks into the shields, 80% impulse. Looks like we got a minefield, let's take it out.
Captain, the sensors are picking up a ship entering the system. Its configuration matches the Venturi raiders from the Ruhanga system.
Oh, I guess we don't have to deal with them, thankfully. Because the game, you know, these expansions were just missions they couldn't finish in time for the regular game. They didn't really spend a lot of time finishing them, I don't think, for the expansion either. Which I'm sure it's not their fault. I'm sure deadlines and all that play a role.
Shields repaired.
But it does mean they are buggy, and stuff like that can happen. And they are also unmanned. Spaghetti, hail the Venturi base.
This is Krall Sirik of the Venturi. Your bravery is to be commended. As such, your death will be swift and just. For ours is the holy way, and homeworld will be spared the wrath of our sons.
We are within weapons range of a Venturi base.
Well, it sounds like they don't want to surrender peacefully. That's unfortunate. At least they aren't one of Alshoff's fanatics. Which is good, since so these are just the garden variety Venturi pirates that Starfleet's been riddled with in these simulations. Alright. We should have almost finished demining the system. This will give us refuge when we attack the station if we need to break off from our attack in order to repair. Brady, how's our power doing? 86%, so we can probably put 2 ticks in the photons and 2 ticks in the phasers. 90%, Miss Acton full impulse. 92%. 2 more ticks in the shields. That brings us to 96%. Alright. Well, let's target the Venturi base, full impulse, core, and prepare weapons. Hope we can take it down with a minimal of fuss. Otherwise, it looks like all of our systems are operating. Did I see? Okay. For a second, it looked like the bar I had for life support was actually given to the tractor beam. But yeah, even with all this power pumped into the shields, we're still probably going to take a beating, unfortunately. That just tweaks me to no end. Alright, corn, fire at will.
Port side shields have been hit. Upper shields have been hit. Forward shields have been hit.
Alright.
Shields have been hit. Shields repaired.
Burn away. And photons are reloaded.
Upper shields down to 50%. Forward shields down to 50%.
Woo! That was a close one, Miss Acton. Let's try to keep a little more distance in the future.
50%. Upper shields are at critical, sir. That shield system is damaged. Repair crews are working on it.
Alright. Oh, damn it.
Shields have been hit. Port side shields.
I really wish
Shields have been hit.
I could,
Photon tubes have been hit.
Damn it. I really wish I could fire my rear torpedo tubes, but... Alright, Brady, how's the damage?
Repaired.
Shields are pretty bad life supports. Meh.
Phasers are operational again, Captain. Forward shields down to 50%. Upper shields online.
Alright.
Forward shields are critical, sir. That shield system is damaged, Captain. Life support is critical.
Alright, all stop. Green alert.
Starbase 1317 is hailing us.
Repeating, this is Second Lieutenant Jessica Owens. We need help. We are under attack. Repeat, we are under attack.
This is the USS Tempest. Who is attacking you?
Communications have been cut off.
Set course for the Nagayo system.
Course laid in, Captain.
Alright, well, first we gotta lick our wounds. I think everything else is generally alright.
Shields repaired.
But, shields in particular took a real beating. They support 52% allocation just to free up a little more power. Because we might need it since we got to go to another combat scenario. But they're a starbase. They'll hold out. I'm not too worried about it. Like, if you doubt me, try to take a Constitution class against a starbase. It is not a fight.
We've completed repairs on the tractor beam, sir.
All right, so let us retweak everything. All right. Our damage control teams are laid out. I think we're ready. Acton set a course for Starbase 1317, maximum warp, engage.
What do you need, Captain?
Nothing.
Captain, every moment you spend here gives the pirates more time to do what they will. Royce out.
Alert, all hands battle stations.
This is Lieutenant Jessica Owens. Repeating, this is Lieutenant Jessica Owens. Is anybody out there?
This is the USS Tempest. What's your situation?
I think Commander Royce is dead. Most of the command staff are down as well. We're barely holding this place together.
You keep doing that. We'll see what we can do out here.
We're being hailed, Captain.
On screen.
This is First Officer Davies of the USS Apollo. You are in violation of the Federation Romulan Treaty. Cease your attack on this Federation vessel and return to Romulan space.
This is David Forrester of the USS Tempest. You are firing on a Federation starbase. Break away and power down your weapons.
We're not stupid, Praetor. You're modulating your cloak to give us the illusion of a Federation starship.
He's not listening to you, Captain.
Then die, Romulan.
Alright, Miss Acton, maximum impulse. Pulls in with the Apollo. Our only hope is to get in close enough that we can get behind her, where she doesn't have weapons modeled in this game, and disable her warp engines and other systems. Right.
Lower shields have been hit.
Oh, come on. There's no way you could have predicted that maneuver. But, alright, they did give us an opening. Corn, take advantage of it. Alright, photons, come on. Knock out those warp engines. Whoa! Get us out of here. Alright, turn us around.
Lower shields repaired.
Given how suddenly they slowed, yeah, it looks like they've got massive power losses, but they'll reroute it to weapons soon enough, knowing the AI. Alright. Let's take another run at her. Get out from in front of her.
Starboard shields are at critical, sir. Lower shields are at critical, sir. Lower shields are at critical, sir.
Alright. Turn us around.
Lower shields are at critical, sir. Lower shields down to 50%. Life support is critical. That shield system is damaged, Captain. Repair crews are working on it. That shield system is damaged, Captain. Repair crews are working on it.
Yellow alert.
There are the remains of a freighter at the edge of this system. It appears to have been destroyed by Federation fire. The freighter bears more than normal armament. Analysis of the bodies indicates 7 Venturi and 1 Medusan.
Then it's a Venturi pirate ship.
The data is incomplete, but that is a logical conclusion.
Why would a Medusan be working with Venturi pirates?
Medusans are considered to be one of the most peaceful races in the galaxy. There is no logical reason to believe the Medusan is working with the Venturi. However, it is logical to assume that the Medusan was the cause of the Apollo's insanity.
Why?
Because if you see a Medusan, it can drive you mad.
Scientists hypothesize that it is a form of protection against the predators on their home planet. But regardless of its origins, the effect is completely unintentional. The Medusans possess one of the most elegant and benign minds in the Federation.
But then the question still is, what the hell was one of them doing aboard that ship?
We know there are Medusans that come to this system.
Most likely, it was aboard the diplomatic convoy that was raided by the Venturi pirates.
Then they're using it. But as what? Some sort of living bomb?
That would be logical. Reprehensible, but logical.
Starbase 1317 is hailing us. They give their thanks for rescuing them and hope we have a safe journey home.
Well, I guess there's nothing more for us to do here. Let's head back.
McGee return their hail.
Sorry for the inconvenience, but I'm trying to stave off a total system failure. So if you don't mind, I've got to get back to work before the life support goes out again.
That fight didn't go as expected. I guess they were expecting us to destroy the Apollo. I was trying to not destroy it, but Miss Acton, plot a course for the issue system and engage. We have a little bit of unfinished business that probably isn't going to. The game's probably not going to reward me for it, but.
Sir, the Issue Collective is hailing us.
Return their
They're
hail.
not answering our hails, Captain. They're not answering our hails, Captain.
Okay, yeah, I didn't. So apparently they forgot to only trigger that script the first time you come to the system, where she says that they're hailing you. As we can see, they aren't hailing us now. Hey, I think that's the same station that serves as the home base for the merchant mode in this game. I forget what it's called, but where you basically fly a freighter and you got to trade for profit and fight the other players. All right. I was hoping to get the names of the people who might have sold the convoy routes to the pirates, but I guess they don't prepare that for you. Acton, set a course for Starbase. Engage. I'm done with this patrol. But yeah, I don't think the Constitution should have blown up that quickly. I'm guessing they triggered the self-destruct, thinking
We have 2 minutes of life support left.
Romulans. Oh, all right. Well, let's fix life support. I didn't catch that it was down. Fortunately, he's very quick on repairing it, so I think we'll be able to repair it before the life support goes out. But yeah, I wanted to take out their power and then hit them with disabling phasers.
Life support system online.
There we go. But they didn't quite give me that option because for a reason, in the last couple of missions I've done, the AI. Well, actually, I'm going to wait till after this mission is over so the game doesn't freaking crash on me again when I'm winning. McGee, hail, Starbase.
Hailing frequency open.
Mission accomplished, Starfleet.
Excellent, Cadet. Your score and performance on this scenario were well above average.
Yeah, again, I would have loved to have saved the crew of the Apollo and disabled them because, yeah, I don't know if there's a treatment. In the original series, I don't think there was any sort of treatment for Medusa madness. But, you know, this is like, what, 10, 15, 20 years later? There might be a treatment by now. But yeah, oh man, this mission, when I was talking about bugs earlier, any time, like, there are times where that Constitution would pretty much insta-kill me. Their first volley of phasers would tear through my shields, no matter how well reinforced they were, and knock out, you know, a critical system like warp or life support or something. And then their follow-up volley would just kill me. So it's like a 50-50 chance, depending on how aggressive the AI is on in that first encounter. Because after that, if you can get on his tail, you've got pretty much free reign until you knock out his power, like what you saw here, where he came to a stop. Because then what I've noticed what the computer seems to do is they will just because number one, computer isn't affected by life support. They can live without it. They don't blow up in like without 5 minutes of life support like we do. But what they will do is they will then divert all their power to and damage control apparently to weapons and thrusters. They might not be able to move, but they will be able to rotate around hella fast and then just unload into you. And you kind of saw that here, where that's why I kind of tried to do the hit and runs, but they just weren't working out. So I tried to target the phasers, hoping I could maybe disable those because at that point it'd be a lot. I don't recall them firing photons, so I thought if I could just knock out the phasers, get through the armor there, and knock those out, uh, then maybe I could finish off and just disable him. But instead, he blew up. Which, whether it was by my weapons fire or what I've noticed is, um, when the ships in this mission do get disabled by disabling phasers, they will just instantly self-destruct and explode. So if they were like, I guess if they get within like critical condition, they just blow up on their own, which seems to be I don't know a scripting thing maybe because we've seen other missions where we're expected to blow stuff up, but instead we disable it. Like one of our last missions when we were patrolling uh, for pirates, um, when there were those 3 pirate freighters that we disabled. Um, they didn't blow up, but for a reason these guys do. But yeah, that all makes this a very rough mission, especially with all my complaints about the Miranda. I'm sorry, I just gotta vent a little because, like I said, anytime I came close to winning this mission, the game would crash the desktop. And then the other times, like the Apollo would just one shot me basically while I approached it, and you can see evasive maneuvers only gets you so much. The AI's phasers and disruptors seem to lock on pretty well even at range, unlike our own, which can miss out to about 6,000 kilometers or so. They're a lot more accurate than torpedoes, to be sure, and they don't miss that often. But just the way it's like, okay, you did not track me out there. Not with like obviously in a real Star Trek universe, these would be traveling at the speed of light, basically instantaneous kind of thing. But um, in here, they obviously have travel time and stuff, and they. And I don't know. Maybe they have a built-in homing mechanic where as long as you fire them while locked on, they'll home into the target to kind of try to simulate that. I don't know why they didn't go with beams. Probably technical limitations, but that's why everyone uses these pulse weapons instead. But in any case, that is another Chekov mission down, and next time I think we'll resume the main game. But until then, thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for next time, and stay safe out there. We'll see you then.